I'm officially titled the Group CFO. I sit on the main board of Cobham PLC, which is responsible for the overall management, direction and delivery of results for the overall PLC to our shareholders. I also head up the finance function and the contracts, commercial and legal function. Principally, there are four elements to my role. I'm a steward of the assets in the business, so I am responsible for governance, things like risk management. I'm responsible for making sure that we have enough money in the bank to be able to pay our bills as they fall due, and I'm responsible for our compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. Within the operating part of my role, which I would say is the second bucket, I'm responsible for making sure that we have enough capabilities within the business that we had from the finance function that we can actually deliver on helping our businesses optimize their performance. As a catalyst, my role is to support business improvement initiatives through continuous improvement, through EID, through the integration of Aeroflex, where we're trying to drive the business to overachieve. So it's making sure that we have enough support and resource and capability within finance to help deliver that, but also go and challenge and push the businesses themselves, either through myself or through my team, to challenge us to perform even better day on day. The final element of my role is really around strategy. So as a strategist, I need to make sure that I am involved in, or I am involved in the development of the PLC's strategy, in sector strategies and in our functional strategies to deliver the vision of where we're trying to go over the next few years. There are a few elements to this answer. Number one, yes, investor sentiment does change towards Cobham based on macro factors, particularly the US. So if the market believes that the US government is not going to have much money, that there could be a recession in the US, that defence expenditure could be dropping, that's a key driver of results in our business, and you will likely see our overall share price start to fall. But that will impact a number of our peers. In terms of specific niches, the market looks at our relevant niche market exposures, and they are quite broad across the portfolio. Historically, we've been wedded very closely to US defence expenditure. Over the last few years, as we've started to diversify the portfolio, particularly in commercial markets, things like capital expenditure forecasts for wireless operators in Asia, including China, will start to become more and more important. Things like the rate of expenditure by foreign governments in the Middle East or in Africa will become important, because that drives some of the outsourcing opportunities that CAVs will be taking advantage of, for instance. So sentiment has changed, certainly in the 18 months that I've been within Cobham, and it's more driven by commercial market exposure than it is defence previously. Shareholders expect consistency, number one. They expect a management team that is credible and can deliver on what it says it's going to deliver. They expect financial performance. They expect us to be able to communicate a coherent and joined up strategy that will enable them to invest for the long term and gain value from the group as we grow. The market historically has focused on organic revenue growth. We will be moving, I think, away from wedding ourselves to organic revenue growth targets. Fundamentally, though, our shareholders talk to us about profit, they talk to us about cash, they talk to us about return on capital employed. They're very interested in those three metrics. The key to Cobham's success starts with a joined up and integrated strategy and delivery against that strategy. The absolute key to our success is our capabilities that we have in the business and how we deliver. In order to sustain success, we need to be delivering profit, cash and return on capital employed, which means asset utilisation in an aviation services context. But fundamentally, it's all about the people that we have and investing in those people, making sure that we have got capabilities right down through the business that understand where we're trying to go and what they're trying to achieve over the medium and long term.